Welcome to the Political Matrix News. Politics, people, local, regional, national news. Political Matrix News keeps you informed. We have the sources, we have the truth from inside the Political Matrix. Welcome back to this edition, this late February edition of the Political Matrix blogcast. Rob Milford out of Orlando, Greg Fink out of Gainesville, he of the Listener Group, a polling company. Got any good polls lately, buddy?
We actually have been taking a look at some of the local polls here in Central Florida, and we do see a big track here going toward the right.
Okay. Any surprises, shocks?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think whenever I moved over here, I was told this is a very liberal area, and this is not as liberal of an area as a lot of people think it is. There's a lot more people here who really just want to get along with each other, and also just want to really have good government and representative government. And I also think that there's a lot of openings here for a lot of new ideas and economic development ideas that bring a lot more people together.
Scott, what's the hot stuff going on in Pensacola?
Throughout Central Florida and North Florida. Now Pensacola, I have no idea. I haven't been polling Pensacola any lately.
That's why I asked Scott.
Unless we've been doing surveys around Jacksonville, Orlando. Okay.
Got it. So, Scott, what's up in Pensacola?
Well, I mean, everything in the world is eclipsed by the arrival of the Anointed One's spawn. So, having a political event that includes national and to be fair and to stop being so sarcastic is that it really overshadows everything. It makes us the epicenter of the state for a little while.
Gotcha. You're talking about Donald Trump Jr. along with professional butt kisser Matt Gaetz, who let's go ahead and talk about. Tiff, I don't want to leave you out here. I'm sorry. Tiffany traveled all the way from Oceanside, California to the North Georgia mountains. What's the vibe? What are you picking up when you talk to people?
Well, I've only been here for a couple of days, so I haven't talked to people outside of family. I know that the county that I'm in is very red, but there's not as much of an indication here as from when I lived in the Panhandle, where you had signs up everywhere, T-shirts, whatever. I'm not seeing that in the short amount of time I've been here when I go out. So I don't really, I'm not a very accurate source to gauge what's going on here. So.
Okay, no, there are more people than Atlanta, Fulton County, DeKalb County, more people in those two counties than the entire rest of the state of Georgia. So, what they say in Atlanta versus what they say in Cummings and Etowah. And let me think. Oh, my favorite town in North Georgia is called Plum Nelly because it's right on the state line. It's Plum out of Tennessee and Nelly out of Georgia. So there's that. Let's talk about Matt Gaetz. One video we saw this week blames the 16 members, Republican members of Congress, deciding they do not want to seek re-election. They've had enough. They are tired of it. It's not any fun anymore, and they can't get any damn thing done. They blame it directly on the Crazy Eight, the super MAGA, and they say that Matt Gaetz from Florida 1 is responsible for that. He actually takes credit for removing the former speaker, Kevin McCarthy. How freaking dare he? He's the one that screwed up the nomination and the voting process for McCarthy. But the video pointed out, hey, Matt, you've done nothing. 8 years in Congress, nothing. And I was like, yeah, all right. That's the way to go.
Right.
Because he's right. He's absolutely right. Can anybody name a military unit that he's brought into the Panhandle? Can anybody name a highway he had built, a post office, anything?
Nothing.
Please. Nothing. Scott?
No. In fact, everything's been cut.
No. And the bottom line is that when you are, being the firebrand that he is, you make a lot of enemies. And when you make a lot of enemies in Washington, you can't pass legislation. So you can either go there, work with people, and you can be flamboyant and do what you need to do to get coverage. But if you're doing it at the expense of everyone else, particularly leadership, then you're not going to pass anything. which is bad for legislation, but it is amazing for fundraising. And that's when that's all you care about. It's freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. You can literally, say anything that you want, appeal to any demographic, and do whatever it takes to ring the cash register. And that is his agenda.
It is. And matter of fact, I was actually with you. We were walking down Palafox Street, and there was Matt Gaetz sitting at a table. What's the name of the pizza place a couple blocks from the old office?
Graffiti Pizza.
You know the one I'm talking about?
Graffiti Pizza.
Yep. He was sitting right there, like not a care in the world. And I, was, let's see, he got originally in 16, I think is when he was elected. And, right? 16 or 14? Okay, so Jeff Miller spent a couple of years lining up money so he had a nice retirement cushion to bail on. And so he gets elected in 16. And in 18, I was doing walking and talking with people. And you ready for this? They said that Matt Gaetz' number one accomplishment in Congress, he was on Fox News a lot. And he says nice things about the president. I'm serious as I can be. That is not an exaggeration in the least. So, Tiffany, did Matt accomplish anything while you were a resident of the 1st District?
No. Aside from division and dysfunction, no.
Okay, well, it comes back to this, guys. There are 500,000 people in the 1st District. If you discount everybody who has been convicted of a felony or is not eligible to vote, there's probably a good pool of 10 or 20,000 people, but nobody wants to run against Matt Gaetz, and that's that poor naval officer who's Steve whatchamacallit, who's run every time and keeps getting fewer and fewer votes. Nobody can take him on. We had a millionaire retired FedEx pilot who said he would spend whatever it would take.
Yeah.
And he came in a very poor second. And it just irritates the crap out of me that all the smart people are so smart they don't want to run against Matt Gaetz, and that's the very best they can do. What a failure. What a failure as a congressman, and nobody is willing to run a negative campaign against Matt Gaetz that he has done nothing. Scott, why is that?
Well, I mean, it's because the Gaetz family has a reputation, whether it's, I can tell you that my opinion is that their reputation is that they are, they don't take these sort of things idly. If you do the wrong thing with them, you can either help them and sometimes benefit, sometimes, they'll completely ignore you, or you can oppose them and they have a history of doing what you've, whatever they can. I mean, it's not going to be safe for you.